What up, guys? Welcome to the SoundCentric podcast. I'm Samuel Sarfo.
I'm Adam Dash.
Thank you all for tuning in for another episode. This one's gonna be a little bit fun. We'll talk about like Travis, a little bit of Oppenheimer and Barbie. We'll see how this goes. We'll freestyle it a little
Yeah,
bit. We just got off a really big interview that'll drop next week. You'll see who that is, but we'll have a little bit of fun,
yes,
treat
sir.
ourselves because that was on our checkbox, right?
Yeah, it was on our list for things we wanted to accomplish for 2023. And we say this in the interview, but it's true. I mean, it's sometimes you get hard on yourself, especially like with the job search right now. It's hard to appreciate like not even small accomplishments because you don't want to limit things. But something like this, being able to check off something from our yearly list, was fucking awesome.
Yeah,
I meant a lot.
exactly. You guys want to do playlist titles for this one?
I don't even have a song. I'll be honest right now, I'm mad. I put on the Big Steppers tour hoodie.
Oh, that's hard.
And only for people who are on YouTube will to see this, but this is an XL hoodie.
Mhm.
And this shit
Bruh.
is so small now.
Well, how tall are you? Like 6'1", maybe?
I'm 6'1". It's an
6
XL,
footer.
and it's, bro. I have to wear like a baggy shirt under it because if I raise my hands, it goes to like my lower chest. So
Where'd you get that
I'm
hoodie?
pissed off at the concert.
Okay, I'm kind of upset. So like, maybe they were selling merch at the concert. They definitely were, but I didn't get it for some reason. I think because I was seeing people outside selling merch. Those hustlers outside. Okay,
Bro,
so
it's low key the move is
it's
just
the
getting
move
off.
until the merch isn't good. Because I look at your merch and I'm like, damn, that looks like an amazing Big Steppers hoodie. The one I got was literally just Kendrick's big old face on my t-shirt, 2 big faces, and then the back which has the tour dates and locations. But I can't even wear it in public anymore, honestly. It's just weird. Just
Yeah.
Kendrick's big head on my shirt.
Yeah. I have a fire one from Tyler the Creator. It's
Mhm.
like it's just the album cover with the fucking driver's license, and the back is just the tour dates. So it's simple and it is better than anything like they were selling. Got it for $20 outside.
Mhm.
It's like low key the move sometime, but the Drake tour, those guys were selling shit outside of MSG. It was not cool.
How
Also, the
expensive were the Drake merch?
Drake merch sucked.
Really?
Like it was ugly. 21 Savage, ugly. And it's so easy for Drake to make something cool. I wanted to buy something, and the only thing that was relatively cool said like it's all a blur. It said IIAB, but it looked like something a security worker would wear.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't cool. It looked like a security shirt. So and it was expensive. It wasn't it. And Drake can sell so easily. Just sell like a fake Nike shirt. I don't know.
Maybe when you're that rich, you don't need to worry about merch that much. I think people just grab it if they can. It doesn't matter. As long as it says Drake or OVO, people are grabbing it.
Yeah, but right, I would have got some OVO shit. Like I'm down for an owl, but this Kendrick sweatshirt is pissing me off because my brother bought it for me, and he's like, "I'll take it," because he's smaller than me. But I love it. It's so cool. But
I need to start heading to more concerts. You've definitely outdid it. What? So Adam just recently went to the Drake concert. Before that, he went to what?
Let me think. Since I saw Wu-Tang and Nas,
okay,
got a fire shirt from that.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen some DJs, but like I didn't go to see the DJ. I just like went out with my friends, and there was a DJ there. And I think it was Chris Lake, who's like a big DJ, but like house music. It's fine. You got to be under the influence of things to fully enjoy that type of music. You can't just go sober and like at a club. Let's go.
Let me ask you this. My friend keeps asking me because I'm a clown and I miss Astroworld. Travis came to OSU in 2018 for Astroworld. I choked because I didn't go. What a big time clown. And my friend was asking me if Travis does a tour for this new album, would you go? I feel like I have to say yes. I'm assuming you're going to go too.
I mean, I'm not spending. Let's just cross my fingers I get the job I interviewed for so I can get free tickets to the concert. I can't imagine myself spending the money that I spent for Drake on Travis. That being said, I believe he's probably top 3 performer to see. So I really do want to see it, but I don't know if I can justify spending this much money, especially since we'll get into the album. I'm not as excited. I'm not as excited to see this album performed as I would have been to see Astroworld performed. My friend saw it. He said it was probably the craziest show ever, the Astroworld tour.
Literally.
There's a documentary, and Drake, almost every song was a hit that Drake performed. He started this show off really slow, but it picked up. But the R&B songs, I don't know them as well. But Kendrick Lamar, me and my brother were impressed. I knew I was going to know every song, but my brother Brett, who's not the biggest rap fan, every single song is like, "Oh shit, like he's got
Yeah, yeah,
hits."
he got hits. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
People forget about that.
yeah, and I think the number one artist to see is probably Kanye. Like every
Mhm.
song he has is a hit. It's insane.
Kanye, I
And
remember the Kanye versus Drake, hit battle where
yeah,
Drake didn't play any of his hits, he just played his recent album, whatever.
yeah,
Yeah. But yo, okay, so this is gonna be a good couple of weeks, right? So Drake apparently is gonna drop For the Dogs? Is that what the title
yeah,
was titled? For the Dogs?
for
Maybe
yeah, for the dogs.
for the dogs in a couple of weeks. That's what he says. It's coming soon, 2 weeks. And this is right before, of course, the big album that everyone wants to talk about, Travis Scott's Utopia. 19 tracks. It was pretty lengthy. I was kind of upset when I saw the length because it seems like it's a trend now for artists to instead of making short length tracks, everybody's trying to make long tracks, then throw a bonus 2 days later, then give me some random deluxe or I don't
Yeah.
know. But this was long, an hour and 14, his longest project to date. Kind of threw me off, but I don't even know where to start with this. Let's start with some top positives, right? What did you think of the album? Let's start from there.
I like the album. What I say about the album will make it
Mhm.
seem like I do not like the album, but I
That's
do
why I
enjoy
said
the album.
positives first.
And yeah, yeah, and just to touch on the fact that it's long, I didn't think it was long for the sake to be long.
Yeah,
Like,
100%.
yeah, there's misses on the project, but I don't think there are misses in the way that it seemed like he was just trying to get stream numbers. It seems like this was a cohesive sound project, so I don't think he was pushing for that.
Okay.
Semi good. Intro to the album is sick. I love that. There's a situation like
Yep.
that whole going on. I thought that was sick, especially in my headphones listening at
Mhm.
12 o'clock on Friday. I thought that was awesome. And then it comes in with that beat. Oof.
Yeah,
That
it's
first beat.
nasty.
It's a nasty beat.
Mhm.
I so my favorite song on the album is I Know. I think that's the
Mhm.
most Travis Scott type of song.
Yeah.
It's what makes Travis so good. It's not his rapping skill. No one comes here to see him rap. Let's be honest. I think he's a really good songwriter,
Mhm.
which I think is what made Astroworld so good. People will say, "You're saying that because it was a poppy album." It wasn't poppy. It was catchy, but not catchy just to be making a hit. He's just really good at song structure, and every song on Astroworld was just amazing. It's a really good album, and I Know is just one of those songs that I think falls in that character. I know, I know, I
Yeah.
know. Like, it caught in my head instantly. Love that
Yeah.
one. My Eyes, dope song. Sampha having 3 lines, what the
He
fuck?
literally.
It 'cause it was a great song, just
Mhm.
do more. The rapping at the end of it, to take back as what I said before, but you couldn't even
Mhm.
understand what he's saying really, but he's rapping his ass off.
Yeah.
So that was a dope track. And a lot of these songs are really good, and I'll touch on this more when I talk about my critiques.
Mhm.
Sometimes there's just too many beat changes that make a good song into just too long. So
Mhm.
Schizo, Young Thug, great. Great beginning. And then there's 2 beat changes that happen after that that are just boring. And then there's a
Mhm.
4th beat switch, which is really cool at the end. So that was some of my issues, but I enjoyed the album as a whole. I thought
Yeah.
it's him. I guess he did something different. It's been done before what he did, but it's
Yeah.
different from what he's specifically done. But what did you enjoy about it?
So I want to push back on you a little bit when you said that people don't care about Travis's rapping. They only care about what'd you say his something
Songwriting?
songwriting. Well, this is the
Songwriting.
problem. Travis really isn't songwriting because he has such a huge collaborative effort for his projects. He brings in a whole
Yeah.
bunch of people. You even know this. He didn't even write Coffee Bean. It was Sci-Hi the Prince
Sa
who wrote Coffee Bean, and a bunch of people write for him, which is fine. You know, like back then, I guess it was more stigmatized. If you're hip hop, if you're a rapper, you have to write your own bars. But I think in every other genre, people write for people all the time. It's not a big deal,
yeah.
and that's becoming a thing in hip hop. This album, man, I listened to it a handful of times, man. I'll say 5 times through.
Yeah, I've heard a
I'm
lot.
really yeah, exactly. I'm really happy Travis did something different. That was my biggest irk. I didn't want him to make a Natural World 2. I don't think anyone wanted him to, and he did what he had to do, and I think he delivered. Yes, it was a 5-year wait, and I think he surprised people with what he put together because in today's era, like I say all the time, nobody ever makes a cohesive album. It's always, a bunch of songs or singles thrown together in a project, and they call it an album. But this had a cohesive sound, like you said. The problem is I see some fillers, or maybe some tracks I didn't like, but there's some fillers in there. But overall, he had a great sound, great production, of course, as Travis is always going to do. Some great tracks, great features. I mean, what else can I say? It was a solid project. I'm gonna rate it for me like a 6.56, and I'll explain why once we get to the critiques. I'm trying to think what else positive I can say about this album.
Uh,
Um,
Also the closing track I thought was really cool. I like how it
yeah.
kind of references the fact
Mhm,
that the album's closing. I forget what the refrain is, but the person keeps saying, I think it's James Blake,
mhm,
keeps saying like, "Where do we go now?" After like, it's like, "Where do you go now after you've heard this album?" I thought that's kind of
yeah,
a cool closing.
yeah,
Like, just it just shows that there was thought into this has to be the closing track, and
yeah,
obviously you expect that from him, sequencing. And to compliment him more, it's not just songwriting; it's his melodies.
mhm,
It's just things that he's able to flow. And if people say K-pop was put on there to get streams, low key, it doesn't even have a top 10 like streams on the album right now. So either
mhm,
that plan failed or
yeah.
I if he was gonna put a song on the album, what was on Astroworld? Was it not Goosebumps? It was
Like what was a single or the big one, Sicko
no,
Mode or
no,
Butterfly Effect?
Butterfly Effect, where like it
Mhm,
was released so far before and people were
mhm,
like, "Oh, that was clearly to get streams."
mhm.
So he might as well have thrown Mafia on there
Mafia.
because people loved it.
Yeah,
It has the quote unquote
mhm,
streams if that's what his goal was for K-pop.
yeah,
So, I mean, I think it would have fit perfectly.
yeah.
Oh,
I
also,
mhm.
I loved the track with West Side Gun. It's been out for a while.
Yeah, yeah,
It's been
Lost
floating
Forever, great,
around.
great sample, man.
Have
I
you
love
ever
that sample so
been
much.
lost?
That sample is so good. Like I said, man, this project is really cohesive, and I can even say I can push. I like Astroworld more, but I can push to say that this album, I think Travis took a lot more serious. He put a lot more thought into it. Every track, every sound, every feature, I think was orchestrated to perfection. Compared to Astroworld, I feel like obviously he was just trying to make big, popular songs, radio hits that people could enjoy, like "Wake Up," "No Bystanders,"
Yeah.
"Sicko Mode." So many like easy, digestible songs that anybody
I
can
th
listen to.
We're gonna do a lot of Kanye comparisons in this conversation, but
Mhm,
I feel like Astroworld was his graduation because Kanye made graduation with with the thought process of what will go crazy at stadiums. He
mhm,
said that in interviews. He made it with the envisioning of crowds singing
mhm,
it. So I guess that's maybe kind of like what Travis went with Astroworld. What will be in this world? What will go hard in
mhm.
concert? Because a lot of these songs, I can't really imagine being performed as crazy as he did Astroworld,
That's what I'm
which
saying.
isn't a
Mhm,
bad thing. Not all albums have to be made for performance
mhm,
wise. But something about the songwriting on Astroworld, like I could any person you ask would have a different favorite song,
mhm.
which is
That's how
like the
good it
take of
was.
that's how you know an album's good. If everyone's
Mhm,
top 3 is different, my top 3 might not even include any song in your top 3,
yeah. What is your top
which
3?
is I actually posted this on Twitter the other day. I a song that went up way in my not way in my rankings, but "Can't Say" is like I think the best Travis Scott song.
Oh,
It's
yeah, fair enough.
"You Can't Say" it's so good, and someone was comparing Don Toliver to West Side Gun, like, is this gonna be his Don Toliver moment? No.
Mhm.
He's not like a singer. Like West Side Gun wasn't gonna. You probably know him by now if you like that music.
You know
I'm
what
not sure if
just hit
anyone.
me?
What?
Don Toliver isn't on this album. Why? Why is
Yeah, he's
Drake on
not.
this album, but Don Toliver isn't? When he's
I
even
don't
a part
know.
of Jack Boys.
Yeah, I don't know. And Drake's feature is good. The only part I don't like is like, "You're scared of the six." It's
Yeah,
like
I
stop
don't.
with
I didn't like
the
that
verse.
song.
The rest of the verse. No, I thought the rest of the verse was fine, but I don't know what the whole "scared of the six" thing. Like, who
Mhm,
you fooling? Anyway, the top 3. So "Can't Say," then "Houston Fornication,"
mhm.
and then what was my 3? It might end up being outdated, but "Sicko Mode" is just a banger. Like, it's a good song, I don't know.
It's
Like, that's a
kinda
song that has a lot of beat
yeah.
changes, but the middle beat change, Travis is actually, like, rapping good and, like, it's catchy. I'm not sure that's my number 3, but that's the first song that came to my head. "Can't
Eh
Say,"
yep.
"Houston Fornication." There's a lot of, like, low-key cool Coffee
Mhm,
Bean's great, but I love Coffee Bean. No Bystanders, a
mhm.
banger. It's a great album.
No, it's a
What would
great
yours be?
album. My top 3 would have to be it has to be Astro Thunder. That
It's so
song has grown
sick.
so much on me, and I feel like,
And
again, like you
Headphones.
said, you can ask anybody, you can get so many different favorite songs from this album, and it always changes for me all the time. Butterfly Effect, I mean, I don't love it as much anymore. Like, I hate Sicko Mode now because I just heard it too many times.
Yeah.
Same thing with Butterfly Effect, but I remember when that song dropped, it was shut down Butterfly Effect 24/7, run
Yeah.
it back triple, double, quadruple times. Like it was insane. And then maybe
That's
I'll
a
add
top
in
tier
like
song, but I
it
don't
is
even
a
think of
top
that as an
tier.
Astroworld song. I just think of it as a
Uh-huh.
Travis Scott song, like,
Yeah,
it came out so long before it.
facts. And then probably like No Bystanders. I love that song. But
Right.
even to say my top tracks from this Utopia, album because you said yours. I think when I look at it, I love the beginning and I love the ending.
Hyena's dope.
It's just the middle that I have a problem with. Like Hyena, Thank God, Heat. Modern Jam is literally a
Yeah,
copycat of I'm a God from like literally a straight copycat, but I enjoyed
yeah.
it. Tizo touchdowns addition at the end, so good.
Yeah,
My
sick. I
yeah,
thought sound like Andre 3000. He sounds like
he
just a
did.
scary sounds like a scary
Mhm.
vampire. I don't know how to explain it, but
Exactly. And then what
he was
else we had? We
fire.
had My Eyes, which I'm still conflicted about because the transition from Modern Jam to My Eyes was really atrocious. You had this upbeat song, all of a sudden this quiet, low key
Yeah, it's
song that
really
Travis is
lit. Yeah,
singing, and I didn't like Travis singing. I'm like, bro, could you stop? Then Sampha came in and it sounded good. Then he went away, but then the beat switch happened.
yeah,
Then the song was great. So I'm conflicted
yeah.
about that. Um, I like My Eyes. I like God Country. I like Sirens. The middle is
Siren's
meh.
fire.
It's fun. Like, I can listen to this. This is the thing about the album. I don't think Travis was trying to make a hit, which is what I really appreciated. I think Travis was trying to do what Kendrick was doing with Mr. Around the Big Steppers. He was just trying to make a body of work. He's not trying to make hit songs because he's done it before. He just wants to make a cool sonic experience. And that middle
Mhm.
section definitely does it. But the ending, man, I love so much. Love K-pop telekinesis until further notice, especially those last three. K-pop I love even more now. A lot of people are shitting on it like,
It
"Oh,
fits
this is like
better.
some cheesy radio," but it's great. The Weeknd's verse I love too now.
I don't. But if I've not heard the song before and you were listening with no features and you heard Bad Bunny, like his part's fire. Like it's a catchy,
Mhm.
like it is what you expected from a Bad Bunny feature. Like he came here
Yeah.
to just make a hit song. So to get into the negatives
Mhm.
of this album, so this is why it's complicated. When I texted you, I like the album, but I'm
Yeah.
not sure because I'm gonna have critiques about this. Especially, it's
Mhm.
gonna be a lot of Kanye comparisons. That being said, he does it decently well
Mhm.
sometimes. So I texted you this, but the way that you hear these stories about Kanye going to record labels in 2003 and
Mhm.
all of them like turning the doors, they're like, "What the fuck is this
Yeah.
happy rap shit?" That's like the way that they make it seem like he was rapping is like how Travis is currently rapping. Like
Yeah.
Kanye was nice. They're acting like
Mhm.
he was rapping like this. Travis is just not that good of a rapper. As a lyrical, like Kanye, he's a boring Kanye, and I mean
Mhm.
that respectfully. In that Kanye has cringy lines, a lot of them. He said like the
Yep.
ASAP Rocky song.
Mhm.
Uh, he's like, "Hey, bis, you missed out. Hashtag FOMO. I have one child, but I'm fucking like I'm trying to get FOMO." But but when Travis does like my penis so hard like the Eiffel, and he's
Mhm.
doing it doesn't hit the same because I don't. He's just not that good at rapping. He's not that interesting.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean. And
I do, but I
some
disagree major time.
yeah, and there's just too many Kanye tracks on here that were literally Kanye throwaways. I'll
Mhm.
be honest, if you were gonna make an album for 5 years, and I think currently 3 of the tracks were on YouTube already as
Mhm.
Kanye leaks, just scrap them. 'Em. You're good
Yeah.
enough at music where like, what are we doing?
Yep.
Or just
That's
have maybe
facts.
have Kanye in the song.
Mhm.
They're good songs too. God's Country is fire,
Mhm.
and so is, what's the second song on the album?
Thank God.
Thank God,
Mhm.
fire. They sound like Kanye songs, and when he's doing his yelling like, "Ah!" or
Yep.
"Shout out to Colgate,"
Yep.
it's Kanye,
Literally, yeah.
and the Kanye influence I've never listened to an album that is so clearly inspired by one other album.
Mhm.
It's just so Yeezus, and I don't know how he fixes that, but his rapping, like, I don't listen to him kinda caring what he has to say. Coffee Bean's a cool song. Obviously, it
Mhm.
turns out he didn't even write that song, but that's him being more introspective. But I find myself liking Travis for his catchy ass melodies, his singing. Even a
Mhm.
song like Mafia, like, it's just like his little bends of harmonies on songs,
Yeah.
and some of these tracks have too many beat changes that
Yeah.
kind of kill it for me, where it's like, "Dude, you don't need 4 beats on the same song." That if you're not gonna some of them are just boring,
Yeah.
and, Fiend, I'm just not a Playboi Carti guy.
Mhm.
I won't ever understand it. Sorry. Just currently, I don't get it, especially he was doing, like, his deep voice, or was that Sheck
That was
West? I don't even
hard.
know.
That was him. That was hard.
You like that?
I mean, I enjoyed the song, I'm not going back to it. That's the problem with this album. My listen through, man, this is an awesome album, but I'm never playing it again, apart from
See,
a couple tracks.
so that's kinda how I feel,
Yeah.
and Topia Twins, I think I'm so sorry, Rob 49, I do not know who you are. I his voice did not do it for me whatsoever. If that song
Yeah.
started with the chorus into 21 Savage, I think it's
Mhm.
a great song. It's a classic, catchy Travis chorus, like, "Gets cold in the summertime, wear a
Yeah.
mink." It's a catchy chorus, but I didn't need that first part. Circus
Worst track on the
Maximus,
album, in my opinion, Utopia Twins.
Topia Twins, really? Schizo, I said this already, great song, too many
Mhm.
changes in it.
Yeah.
Circus Maximus, I mean, I'm just a Weekend hater, I just don't like him. It's just I'm not re-listening to that song.
Yeah.
Beyonce one, interesting, but
You're not going
didn't
back,
love it.
right?
Not I'm just not
Yeah.
going back to it.
Yeah,
Till
yeah.
Further Notice was awesome.
Mhm.
Telekinesis also good, but it's too long for me to go back
Mm.
to it because it wasn't it was good. It's a good song, but it didn't
I
interest
feel
me
it.
enough to return to a 6-minute song that I don't
Yeah.
love. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's how I feel.
Man.
What are your
I
critiques on
mean,
that?
so first you're talking about what'd you say? I think you're sleeping on Travis's rapping a lot, especially those who have been listening to Travis for a long time. I'm talking about Days Before Rodeo and Rodeo.
You know
Man, I
what?
know you don't
I
like
actually
Rodeo. You don't like Rodeo as much anymore, right? You like Astroworld way more?
so I listened to Rodeo
When?
recently, last
You need
week,
a date.
and
Okay, good.
yes, last I went on a walk,
Uh-huh.
and my takeaway from that and this is just like if you don't love an artist, it's hard to listen to 6-minute songs. Some of
Mhm.
those songs on Rodeo are just too long for me. What's the song
Bruh.
with Quavo? Is that My Side?
Yes,
Or
one of his
great,
best songs.
but it's like 6 minutes long.
That's fine, bro. It could be 20 minutes long. It's crazy.
It did, but actually, I listened to Days Before Rodeo this
Mhm,
week, and he does have songs. I think it was called Backyard.
mhm.
It's the second to last song on the album, and the last song.
Like,
He can rap. I've seen his double XL freestyle.
yeah,
He is good at rapping, but on a song like Modern Jam, it's honestly I kinda like the song, but it's just like his
mhm,
rapping isn't interesting enough where, like, it is a Kanye song. That's usually a song where
mhm.
Kanye would be funny and egotistical,
Yeah,
and I just don't find myself listening to Travis like that. That
yeah,
being said, I thought the Tizo touchdown feature was sick.
mhm.
That
Yeah,
definitely kinda
no,
I think it keeps the song interesting.
yeah, like you said, I really liked, what Travis did, making this really different. The fact that we've been talking about this, everyone's talking about this, it means that the album is really polarizing, and I think that's a good thing. I don't think Travis wants to be this "it's lit, straight up" guy who's basic and very easy to read. He's kind of mysterious in this album, it's a lot more aggressive. That's what people have been trying to make comparisons about, like, his Days Before Rodeo and Rodeo album was really dark and aggressive, and he returned back to that sound, that grit which we needed. And there's a lot of Yeezus influence. Of course, everybody knows that, but there's just some tracks that are just blatantly like word for word, bar
You
for bar Yeezus. Like Modern Jam. Have you know the song "I Am a God" by
Yeah.
Kanye?
I
Literally,
listened to
his
Yeezus
exact
yesterday.
flow and
Yeah.
everything. Like, so that's my problem. And it's kind of funny.
Also, you
Those
c
who didn't like Yeezus love this album. I think Travis made it in a digestible way, but like y'all were shitting on Yeezus so long ago when he was ahead of the curve.
Yeah. I would say, well, first, you can't take the drums from Black Skinhead
Hmm.
and just throw 'em on a
Yeah,
song. Those
literally.
drums are just way too noticeable that
Hmm.
it's not even like, "Oh, I make beats, so I have a good ear and I can tell that's Kanye." No. If you just know what Black Skinhead is, you're like, "Oh,
Yep.
that sounds like a that's a Kanye song."
Yeah.
And people are saying it's Travis's Black Skinhead. It is so not as good. It's I don't even like
Yeah.
the song. Black Skinhead's fire.
Yep.
Like, it's a good song. And I
Yeah.
listened to Yeezus yesterday, and Kanye just did a good job at doing a mixture of,
Mhm.
like, what he was going for with the really loud banging noises and shit, and also still
Mhm.
just being normal Kanye, like, Bound 2 is on the album.
Mhm.
That doesn't really fit
Yeah.
in Yeezus 'cause it's like a
Mhm.
soul sample chop, but, like, New Slaves, banger. Blood
Yeah.
on the Leaves, banger. Black Skinhead, banger. Like, I just don't
Mhm.
think this album for Travis, besides I Know, which is not a Yeezus type song, it's not banger for
Yeah.
me.
But let me give Travis some appreciation here. People tend to forget he also produced on Yeezus. He played a big part on that Yeezus project. So that
Yeah,
could low key be a little bit of I mean, Kanye and Travis are low key one and one. They work together on everything. For each other's projects. They're always together. They worked on Yeezus together. That is a part of his sound. If you know that song "Piss on Your Grave" on Rodeo,
yeah.
that gritty
Songs
sound. that
This
loud,
song sucks.
obnoxious. I love it, bro. That's like I
Piss in
don't
your
know.
grave.
It's
Piss in your
hilarious, and it's
grave.
like I don't know. It's that aggressive, obnoxious sound. Travis is also part of
Yeah,
that wave, and he was a trailblazer on that wave too. So I want to give him some credit and not, diss him too much
yeah.
for copying, even though he did
It's
copy a lot.
yeah, it's like the chicken or the egg, like, what came first? Did Kanye did Travis help
Mhm,
make Kanye that make that
mhm,
album? Then did so it's like, did Kendrick create Baby Keem's style, and then
mhm,
Kendrick is now using Baby Keem's style, or did Baby Keem use it,
yep,
and Kendrick liked it, so now he's it's like, what came first, Kendrick or Baby
yep,
Keem? Kanye or Travis with this sound?
mhm,
And Kanye is known for taking influences. He didn't just
yep,
think of that. Like, he was listening to European house music, and
yep,
he's like, "This is awesome."
mhm,
So he clearly took from it. And you sent me the video of Stromae that
yep,
um, Travis obviously like took some inspiration from. And I think, and Logic gets flamed for this for taking inspiration. I think it's awesome if you mention that they inspired it. So if Travis
yeah.
comes out in an interview and he's like, "Yeah, we were heavy listening to Stromae, and I love that vibe." Awesome. But if you're just sneaky using it, I think that's what pisses people off.
Yeah.
'Cause it's like, "Oh, you thought you got away with this one. You didn't think we
Mhm.
listened to French rap music." My guy Sam Sarfa listens to French rap music. We know.
That is crazy, but at the end of the day, I wanna give Travis his flowers. I do think his discog at the end of the day is solid. This
It's
album is
great.
solid. Like, for us to really sit here and say that it's not good is crazy. The amount of effort, the amount of
It's a good album.
money. Do you know how much money this album must have cost? I would say over 100,000, like 100,000, 50,000, 100,000. I would go more. I might look it
Yeah.
up right now. How much did
I mean, I don't know
Utopia
if he I think he produced a lot of it. I mean, I don't know what it could be expensive. I don't know what samples go for or what they're charging him. I don't know
dude,
what features go for. The people might
and
go on it for free.
all that, man, it's not even up yet, who knows, but it's a lot of money to make, but what's your final rating of Utopia, if you had to give it a rating?
I let's just say, like, I'm trying to think what a 10 is for me. If a 10 is like, say, To Pimp a Butterfly
Mhm,
behind me, and let's say Astroworld was a 9,
mhm.
and let's say what's an album I'm kinda mid on? Let's say Gunna's was a 5, the recent one. It's good. It's a good album. I like to honestly say Young Thug's album was a 5.
Mhm.
I would give this 7.
Okay, fair
With
score.
yeah, I liked it.
For me, like
It's
I
just
said, 6.5.
yeah, it's just not as I'm not sure which songs I'm gonna be going back for. I know it's gonna be I Know. That's definitely what I'll be looking back
Mhm.
for, and yeah, it's a body of work. It is a we'll take it. It was worth the wait.
It
It
was
was
worth the
obviously supposed to
wait.
drop 2 years ago. I'm sure he wished he could've.
Mhm,
'Cause I'm also back to the Mafia thing,
mhm.
this West Side Gun song has been out for so long.
Yeah.
It's like if you put that on the album, you might as well put Mafia on the album.
You might as
Just
well.
imagine Mafia doesn't come out as a single. You're listening to the album and you
Yeah.
just hear J. Cole singing, I would have gone
Lost m
fucking
you're
nuts.
nuts, right, yeah. Same here, even
That would have been
when the track released as a single, it was insane.
yeah, so I think that would have been just a cool experience to listen
I
to it.
just This album could have been, I think, a lot more perfect if he cut off some tracks, dude. That middle chunk, like Topia Twins,
Let's go
why? The
there.
Drake song, why? It was amazing to hear Travis and Beyonce together. Amazing, right? But that song is literally just a ripoff from her album from last year. Literally. It's like
Yeah,
Beyonce gave him the track and, yo, Travis, you can hop on this. Not needed. I
yeah.
know it's
Actually,
dope.
I
Like,
like
I
the
don't
Drake
know.
one.
Yeah. Yeah, you
I like
do?
the Drake yeah. Louvre, I just haven't been going back to it.
Hmm.
It's fine. Schizo's just really long, 606, and I
Hmm.
think if it was just like a 3-minute song,
Hmm.
I think it would have been like another just great Travis hit.
Yeah.
And I really like Till Further Notice. I think it's a very cool way to
Oh,
end an
yeah.
album.
Easily one of his best songs, and even Telekinesis. I know you said it's long, but that's a song that's gonna be
Yeah.
replayed. And
Nah,
K-pop is a certified classic, bro. I'm sorry, I love K-pop so much. That song is great, and it's gonna
classic, it
do
was kinda
numbers for the Latin community. It's gonna do big time numbers.
eh, we'll see.
Well,
We'll
let
see.
us know what you guys think about the album. I know mostly this was like negative based, but no, that album was great. It was great.
Yeah, throw compliments every, like, 3 complaints an album. But know what? Only Travis could drop an album where we enjoyed it, but we just talked about it for 30 minutes because it's
That's
fun,
what I'm
like, he
saying.
does care so much,
Mhm.
so it's easy if, like no one's criticizing even though you can argue that, say, Future's a just the same amount of big as
Mhm.
Travis. we don't expect that from Future,
Yeah.
so we're not critiquing a Future album like that. We're not like,
Mhm.
"Oh, that was a weird production choice there." It's 'cause we know Travis cares, which is
Yeah.
what makes music fun. It's
Mhm.
awesome to see everyone waiting up at 12, tweeting together, Twitter accounts agreeing not to leak the features, 'cause everyone
Mhm.
just agreed, "Let's just enjoy this moment of not knowing who's on s albums."
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah. You know, I also want to, again, this is not a stain at all in Travis's discog. This is a great, great
Not at
project.
all.
And I think the biggest reason why people were disappointed was the fact that Travis is obviously known to make hits. People love to play Travis in the car 24/7, out in parties, whatnot. But from this album, you can't really do that unless you like K-pop or maybe something else. And I think that's why I guess people were kind of like, oh, I wish I could take something out of this. But, I
Yeah,
think Travis made a work of art. It's solid. For me, 6.5, you 7. So let's say like a 7 range.
yeah.
That's a pretty
This
solid.
wasn't this album wasn't for the Travis
Mhm.
casual. It was for you had to fuck with you had to fuck with Travis's
Yeah.
original sound before
Yep.
Astroworld. 'Cause Astroworld has had every girl at Ohio State loving the album, but if you're just a casual listener of
Mhm.
music, I don't know if you'll appreciate this as much, but good album. Give it to
Did
'em.
you see what Pitchfork rated it?
6? 5?
That's what I saw on
Honestly,
Twitter, right? But
I'll
I
be
went
I'll be
back
honest,
to it, and it's a 5.7 now.
I read the article.
I need to
People
read
just
it.
love people love the clown. This guy, he stated his opinion, explained it. I understood what he was saying,
Okay.
that he's kinda just like, if you don't like Travis, he can sound kind of boring.
Mhm.
I get what he means, which is why
Yeah.
Astroworld's so good, because there's features, so it's always exciting, something happening. I think Travis, it's hard for him to have a full track to himself sometimes.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
that's like why, but it's a skill to know the right feature and to put the right person on the song,
That's
and
facts.
Kanye mastered that skill. Travis, for the most part, has, besides Rob 49, not my guy.
Hey,
That ain't me.
shouts Route 49. I'm gonna show him love either way. But you guys let us know what you thought about the album, of course. Let us know if we're tweaking or not, if we missed something. But like you said, it's a solid 7. We'll give it a 7. And
Yeah.
we'll move on, hopefully, to the next project, Drake's. I don't think it'll be that good. We'll see. I don't want to hate. We'll see. We'll end it here,
We'll
man.
see.
We'll see you guys later. Peace.
Peace.